Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and today I'm going to show you how to take a raw print like this Ironman Mark III helmet and turn it into this, like this painted Mark 85 helmet, so stay tuned for more. Let's get started. So when you're sanding and painting your 3D prints, you're going to need a few items here, and that's going to be sandpaper, precision files, you're going to need your actual 3D printed object, a respirator, some filler primer, and some spray paint, which I will get into in just a moment. So once you get your 3D printed object, you're going to hit it with some 220 grit sandpaper, and you're also going to want to do wet and dry sanding. So that means put water on this while you're sanding it so it's wet while you're sanding. After the 220 grit, get the 500 grit, and then also do your wet sanding in between that. And then you're going to want to hit it with the 1000 grit sandpaper. This is going to get it really smooth. Maybe it's a little overkill, maybe not. But after you're done sanding, you want to use your filler primer on the sanded object. And once that is completely dry, you want to use the 1200 grit sandpaper. And then you're going to sand your object after your filler primer. And then after you sand the filler primer, just a light sanding, make sure it's smooth. You're going to add your paint on here. This is just a Rust-Oleum red gloss spray paint. And then once you paint it, once you get the paint on, it should look something like this. Like that. And of course, you can always sand and paint, sand and paint, sand and paint over and over. But I wouldn't do it too much because then you're going to lose detail. And like these little pieces here, you're going to lose detail. And then once you're done sanding it and everything is good to go, you're going to hit it with the clear coat. This is a Rust-Oleum clear gloss clear coat. So that is after you are completely done with painting and sanding. That is when you do the clear coat at the very end. So don't forget that. It's really important. And also I want to explain real quick how do you use these files right here. So this is a set of files that you're going to take, and basically areas where you can't get in with the sandpaper, you're going to file it down. So like inside the eye pieces, or like under the face mask here. So these eye pieces I would just file down, because you're not going to be able to get them with by hand with sandpaper. And a few other tips I would like to say is that if you're going to do a whole helmet like this, I would recommend using an electric sander. You could totally get away with using regular sandpaper for a helmet project, but it's going to be a lot easier if you have an electric sander. It's going to be a lot faster. And yeah, that's really it. I mean, if you have any questions or comments, leave it down and below. If you want to know, I will do a more in-depth video on sanding where I actually show you the process, like actually sanding it. But I just wanted to do a little overview of painting and sanding these helmets, and it really can apply to anything, any cosplay accessory or anything really that you want to 3D print. It'll all work for us. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. Go check out my Instagram at PrintStart3D. That's my Instagram. And make sure to subscribe to my YouTube to stay up to date with all that. And if you want to recommend any projects for me to do, feel free to in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.